everyone, how's it going? I am going to today walk through the solutions to the word problems dealing with both perimeter and area that is assigned for March 26th. So let's get to it. So for number one, basically in this word problem, what they're describing is a rectangular pasture, which is just like a field where animals are grazing. And it's to be fenced with 3 strands of barbed wire. So when they're talking about fencing, again, we know that this is a perimeter type question. So after we kind of just highlight, okay, so it's fencing perimeter, we know that it has to be 3 strands of barbed wire. So like in my mind, I'm thinking this right off the bat. Just gonna draw a little diagram off to the side. So we basically have like, if this is a post and this is a post, right? Because we have to put a fence. There's gonna be 1, 2, 3 strands of barbed wire. So really the perimeter is like 3 times. Okay. Sorry if you hear the background, it's my daughter playing. This is the best time I have right now to record. So, all right, so back to the word problem. So this pasture has one 12-foot metal gate. Now the gate isn't going to be fenced with the barbed wire because it's a gate. The length of the pasture is 540 feet. The width is 380 feet. They want to know how many feet of barbed wire is needed to completely fence in the pasture. So first thing I did was over here, I drew this little diagram, right? It's a rectangle, so I sketched my rectangle. Length of 540, width of 380. And what I did was, here's my 540, here's my 540, my 380 over here. On the opposite side, in total it has to be 380 feet. But what I did was I accounted for a 12-foot gate right here. So I did 380 minus 12. So now what I know is my perimeter dealing with the gate, right, accounting for the gate, is going to be 368 plus 540 plus 380 plus the other length of 540. So that's where I get this. And that gives me a total of 1,828 feet. Now that's just having 1 strand of barbed wire. We need 3. So since we need 3 strands, I multiply it by 3 to give me a total of 5,484 feet. Because it's perimeter, it's just our units, which are feet. Okay, so there's our first word problem dealing with perimeter. Moving on to number 2. Okay, so again, we're dealing with the perimeter of a rectangle is 46 feet, and one side length AB is 15 feet. Now, remember, in a rectangle, if they give you one side length, you automatically know that the opposite side, here, DC, is equal, so it's also 15 feet. So what I did was I now said, right, if the full perimeter is 46 feet, so if I add up 1, 2, 3, 4 sides, it has to equal 46. I know that 2 of my sides are 15. So I take my total perimeter and I subtract what I actually know the length of 2 sides are, which 15 plus 15 is 30. Now that gives me 16 feet for the remaining 2 sides. So half of 16 is 8. So my remaining 2 sides are 8 and 8. Then I focused on, all right, I have to find the length of BD, which is right here. But now I know that this is 15 and this is 8. So I apply Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Why? Well, it's a right triangle. 1 leg, 2 legs. The side opposite, x, is my hypotenuse. So I have 8 squared plus 15 squared equals x squared. You can see we added these up. I got 289 equals x squared. So then we take the square root to get x by itself. And the length there is 17. So I know my final answer is BD is 17. Okay, and there's our diagonal length of 17. So perimeter of a rectangle, also encompassing some Pythagorean theorem. Okay, moving on, we have this here. Now we're dealing with an isosceles trapezoid. Again, they're telling us the perimeter is 85 units. We have to find just the value of x. So what I did here was I took into account that since it's an isosceles trapezoid, the non-parallel sides must be equal. So if this side was represented as x plus 3 in expression, the other side must also be represented as x plus 3, the same expression. Now I have my 4 sides to add up and set equal to 85. So here's my one side, x plus 3, one base, 2x plus 5, other leg, x plus 3, and then the other base is x minus 1. Right? We combine like terms, so x, 2x, x, and x is 5x. Then we have a positive 3 and a positive 5, plus 3 minus 1 is 10. Subtract 10. Now we have 5x equals 75. Divide by 5, and x is 15. Right? Hopefully that one wasn't too bad either, dealing with just perimeter. Okay, and then our final question here. This question deals with both perimeter and area. Finally, threw in an area question. So it wants us to find the perimeter, and it looks like what we have is this is a trapezoid, so we should be adding up 4 side lengths. And we have this side length, this side length. We actually know that since this inner shape here is a rectangle, if this is 28, so is this. So this entire side length is 36. And then we were missing this side length over here. So take a look at what we did. We focused on if this is a rectangle, this side is 15, and so is this side. And then again, we have this right triangle that I'm highlighting in green. So we have 2 of the legs. We're missing the hypotenuse. So back to Pythagorean theorem. 15 squared plus 8 squared are 2 legs equals the hypotenuse, side C, opposite the right angle, which is just x squared. Take the sum, get 289 equals x squared, square root, and x is 17. So now we have all 4 sides to add up, and we get a total of 96 centimeters for perimeter. Okay. All right, and then finally we had to find the area, which wasn't too bad because if this is a trapezoid, we know that here is one base at 28 centimeters. Here's the other base at 36 centimeters. Remember what the formula says. You add the bases, base 1 and base 2. You multiply by the height. So we have base 1 and base 2, 28 and 36. Our height is actually just 15 centimeters. So substitute that right in, divided by 2. So plug in, do our substitutions, and our final area comes out to be 480 centimeters squared. Okay. And that finishes up just a mixture of some word problems dealing with perimeter and that one area question. Hope you found this helpful. Sorry for the background noise of a Minnie Mouse car. Tomorrow will be just a day of kind of feedback. We asked you guys if you could just fill out the Google survey that we have, really just to help us to see how is this going. Are you guys getting anything from these videos? How are the worksheets? Do you have any input? You know, are you using a computer? Are you using your smartphone? Do you have a tablet, a laptop? We want to know what you guys are kind of dealing with out there. All right, so I won't be posting a video tomorrow, but Monday you'll have another video, and I hope you have a good weekend. Take care.